Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Chronicon. My name is Wilfred. So I've embarked in a new project researching on this new build using a Warlock Masochist set as well as a Furious Retaliation set, translate to Death Knight Thorn build. So it's been rather fun so far. So what I usually do is that I put the build together, the mastery point together. I put the gear, 6 of them, then I decide what are the 6 runes to go along with it. And after that, I pick all the affixes that I want and give it a test drive, more or less like a Formula 1 car, if you may. Just put all the parts together, run it and see whether it works or not. Sometimes I do find that something is missing and so on. So then I'll swap the item out and try to redo it some other way. So having said that, just for this context of this video, I'm going to play a little bit of the Mythic 10 Elite, so just a pretty low level stuff, not 15. 15 is highest. So 10 is alright, it's respectable, but it's not the highest. The reason why is that I haven't really augmented all my gear to the cap, greater augmentation cap. So I've got it to the normal augmentation cap, and except one item, so one affix, I've got it to cap, which give me the 15 soul. Otherwise, I'm not having any cap at all. So there's still a big headroom to go for, and I'm not using any extra kind of dam onto my items. Otherwise, I get 6 extra dams, which I don't have it at the moment because I found that it's a lot harder to find dams. I may as well make it very, very certain that this build works. Then after that, I do the dam correctly because I still need to learn the mechanic. Now, this build is very interesting. It's using the Death Knight, which is the Masochist set, surrounding around Death Knight, Masochism, Bane skill, and so on and so forth, and Thorn as well. So the whole interaction is very fun. And I've, I'm also using the exoskeleton lesser rune, as one of you have requested me to study a little bit. I think it's rather interesting because it does help me to add the Thorn damage. And after that, my Thorn damage become a bone nova to around me, and I further kind of like buff all my bones damage and nova damage and what have you. So it's rather interesting, the whole Thorn run. Now of course I've got another item, so lesser rune, that as I crit I get extra percentage of Thorn that make it even more exciting because suddenly my Thorn becomes so much higher because once I crit, then things become multiplied to a different height. So I've got this set, which is the Masochist set. I take all 4 items. I'm also taking the 3 items from the Furious Retaliation set. It's kind of interesting because as I gear for health, which I need to have a lot in my current build because I'm a Masochist, because I'm playing as a Death Knight, there's no pets or what have you. So all my health translate into, 30% of it go into Thorns. And after that, my damage as well, because once you get to the high enough level, you basically go for mastery and you get a lot of mastery point on your damage. So those also translate to Thorn. So my Thorn is rather interesting. Now, before any buff, before any soul, my Thorn is only about, I think, 3.2 million. But once I get everything kicked in with my crit and what have you, I get about 37 million. So it does come up to quite a fair bit. But of course, the thing about Thorns is that people have to hit you, then they get, they got Thorn damage. And the good thing about Thorn, by the way, is that while the bad thing is that if the enemy or boss doesn't hit you enough, like Diablo 3 have got that scenario, you don't really deal any damage, right? But the good thing about Thorn is that it does give you, it doesn't restrain by the resist of the enemies. So, you don't have to have a lot of overpower to make Thorn work. So that's one. And also my setup, my Thorn also does bleed damage. Bleed also can bypass all this resistance as well. And last but not the least is that some of the damage, bones damage I do, in fact will also add the Thorn damage into it. So in a sense, it's kind of interesting. You gear for damage, health, those translate into the Thorn, and the Thorn itself go back to the bone. Kind of get the bone damage because it is being increased by Thorn damage. I don't know how exactly it's going to work, but it seems rather interesting. Now, another thing that is worth taking note is that I'm using the Soul Warp kind of like a relics. So as you know, every class you can pick up to 4 relics to use, and these relics can be from other kind of other classes. So for example, you can do a scroll here. A scroll here is interesting. For example, if you play the I believe the Magma Hydra is from Warlock maybe, I can't remember, or from another class. So you can pick any of these scroll to use. A Hellstorm, definitely is not. I don't think it's maybe it's a Warlock thing. This could be a Warden. I can't remember. Lay Trap is maybe a Warden. Frozen Fate is a Warlock, and Curse of Terror is a Warlock as well. Wall of Fire, probably not a Warlock, I can't remember. So there's quite a few things that you could use as a scroll. So one time you use it, gone. Now of course you can craft it into a codex and make it a permanent scroll whereby you can happily click away. So I managed to have a Soul Warp that is actually my power. And interesting thing is that as I put in passive and mastery to it, it does recognize this as an action, like main power. Even I don't need to slot it into my hotbar here. So I can do like a teleport, the soul warp, and then it give me the 2 soul per warp, and it's pretty good deal. And it's nice. Now of course I've got another warp there, another kind of like relics that I can warp. So I got a lot of warping here and there. But yeah, so it does give me the soul as well. Now soul goes up, my health go up as well. So yep, it's interesting. Now, like I said before, because I haven't augmented my character into the max yet, so I'm playing the Mythic 10 Elite. It's alright, it's not the highest, but it's fun to start with, and it allow me to test like what works and what doesn't. So before I get there, probably a few things. Ultimate is Death Knight, of course, and the Death Knight will stay with the character. Not that I need it though, it's a bit of waste because I thought I could use 2 ultimate. That would be pretty cool, right? Like the Summoner set. But it is not. So you must have it in your hotbar. If you switch to another ultimate, it will not work. So that is number one. But it does stay with you. And do I need them to stay with me? Well, my cooldown reduction is quite high, so I'm having I don't think I need it to be like from a set, but whatever. So I've got the Screaming Skull as well as the live Reap as my left mouse button because I'm lazy. So you can see the Reap here is in fact the power that I've got. It is a Nova power, Bane power as well. Another thing that number one is Bone Sphere and Bone Synth. Bone Synth is just I can't really tell the difference between this one and the Bone Synth. Hang on. Oh, okay, it's just like a bit of that. It's both look the same to me. But the Bone Sphere is interesting because it would then drag all the enemy on this area where that's what it said into my current character. So that is the fun part to it. Now I'm going to play a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 kind of like dungeon to let you take a look at what this one looks like, and let's see what kind of map I've got as well. Right, and this is going to be a large map. All right, cool. I mean, as you know, Warlock, you need to have a bit of, you need to have all the souls, then become like awesome. I can do my ritual of soul as well to convert the. Whoa! Don't panic, man. Usually it's not that hard. I don't know why. These are snake that is not. It's not me friendly. Okay, I do a ritual of soul as well to convert my soul into damage, health, and so on. But the interesting thing about the Bone Nova is that I can drag the enemy across to various kind of places. Ooh, let me just get out from here. I mean, it's nothing too flashy, except the very first moment. I don't know what happened. Usually it's not that scary. These snakes are probably poisonous or what have you. Ooh. I think maybe it's poison that is hurting me. And these are very high damage like mobs, by the way. Okay, now I'm getting a hang of it. Ah, there's something there. Okay, ritual soul. There's a lot of enemy here. I guess it's good because, I mean, you know, to make Thorn work, you have to have a lot of enemy around you, and then it'll work. I mean, so far so good, I would say. Don't say it too soon. Maybe it's the poison. Yay, done! Let's go. Just pop a few souls here. These are really high power, high damage stuff, man. Okay, it's round 2, second one. I have to find another map that is easier. Okay, let's do a ritual. So yeah, I'm trying to see a setup as well. Because it seems that my basic power is popping more than it's less than I thought. You see, Thorn kind of makes sense when the enemy kind of hit me right very hard, like, you know, very often. Try to get the soul ritual as well, converting the soul into damage, health, and mana. Not that I need mana though, by the way. Alright. I mean, it's pretty steady, I would say. I'm still trying to get used to it. And I have to observe like which one are the mobs that I can just stay around and which one are the mobs that I need to run around a little bit. Ooh, wow. The stagger damage was too high. I have to be careful. I mean, this is elite dungeon after all. I cannot die here. Otherwise I lose the reward. Yeah. These are not that hard. One day I should study how exactly Thorn works in this game, man. It doesn't seem to do much damage, like, you know, on its own. If I don't hit them, they won't die on its own. I don't think so. Like if I do like this. No? It doesn't seem to die on its own. I have to actively do something. Oh, or maybe because my I no longer do Thorn. I do like Thorn over, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm still trying to experiment a little bit, like, you know, what exactly does Thorn do in this game? It should be like, even if I do nothing, they should die on its own, no? That's what Thorn does, no? Because I get hit, and after that, you know, they die. Well, at least that was my idea. That was how I think Thorn works. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm getting back the rhythm. I'm trying to observe what is the bone nova that is, like, you know, at work here. Because I'm supposed to have a bone nova. .98%, 89%. Yeah, I mean, I do grab the whole screen of mobs, you know, if they are not resistant to me. Sometimes they may. Ah, yeah, 100%. Let's go. Okay, let's go. This is the big map, oh, by the way. Sometimes you have a big map. Okay, third one. Let's see. Ah, there's a chest. Woo! no loot. Oh, because it you have to be. I know how the bone sphere work because it has to be on the line that they grab. So if it doesn't, then they will not grab onto you. Well, anyway, oh, I should let them hit me here. This guy hit very fast, by the way. Fast hitter. Thorn should work that way, no? Yeah. Okay. Given a choice, I don't really like the bone sphere, really. Doesn't seem to be doing much. I have to use a Bane power. Maybe I should try to use other. I don't think there's other Bane power. How about... let me see. No, I don't think there's any other options for me. Anyway, let me just make it work then. Yeah, sometimes it's good about this game. You can always think about the what if, like, you know, can you do this? Can I do something else? How can I make it more efficient, effective, you know? Okay, let's just move up. Okay. There you go. Okay, yeah, another shrine. I think it's almost done. Almost done, almost done. What if I don't do anything? Do they die on its own? Oh, they do die on its own. Oh, that's cool. If I don't do anything? Ooh. No, 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 no. That was a bad experiment. That was a bad... I was just trying to see, like, what? If I don't hit them, what will happen? How does Thorn works, really? How about if I don't hit them? Do they down? Oh yeah, they do. They do. I mean, this small one. Is it because I evade? Huh. That's interesting. So I shouldn't have evasion. Maybe that's what happened because they only. So it doesn't count, right? If I evade. That's interesting. So I didn't know the evasion is actually not that good. That is interesting. Yeah, it could be. Because I've got pretty high evasion. What's my evasion right now? Let me see. 45%? Oh. It's not that high. So I'm not relying on Thorn too much per se, but what I do is that I use because my bone ability is being augmented by my Thorn damage, and that's why it is dealing damage otherwise. Oh, that's interesting. So I don't really don't really get it, but one day I will. Don't worry. And when that happens, I will create a guy. I'm trying to see what happened here, really. Yeah, there's a certain stacks there that is pretty high, I think. The bleed or what have you. Yeah, dude, that's it. Not the fastest. A bit worried. It does feel a little bit like a frost kind of like a BO frost kind of power, but it seems more. Oh, I got runes here. I got 2 runes. The lesser rune of Curse of Thorns. Huh. Interesting. And I've got, yeah. But other than that, oh, I got another codex, so that's pretty profitable run, I must say. Yeah. But other than that, some of these these items are pretty standard. So yeah, I mean, I'm still doing some testing, and do let me know in the comment box below how you like this Thorn Death Knight build. I think it's rather interesting, I would say, but I still need to feel like, what are the how to make it work, to make the Thorn work. Maybe I do need to drop my evasion so I get hit more often, and the more often you get hit, the more retaliation you can have. That could be one way to see it, or what have you. Look, I've got a pretty high dark pleasure and masochism as well. Pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see more about this Warlock. And by the way, if you wonder what the Death Knight is that the Warlock becomes an agent of death, a Death Knight increasing the base damage of all Bane spells by 25%, which I've got 3 Bane spell, reducing all Bane's cooldown by 25%, which is good, and adding 30% to damage reduction and damage staggered. So all in all, it's a rather interesting kind of setup. How's my damage stagger like, by the way? Just trying to see where 77% damage stagger. It's pretty alright. It's doing pretty okay. But my I need to study the number a little bit to see where I stand. I think I can do better on this one. We'll see. Alright. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again soon. Goodbye.